This was a fun bio for me as a teacher myself, so getting to read through these is a lot of fun. Let's just start. Can we get a little background on you, how you got into golf, how you got to where you are?
Okay, we'll do it. So really don't like talking about myself, so this will be an extreme Cliff Notes version of this. But basically started playing golf at 9, and I'm 44 now, so it was about 35 years ago. Did good in junior golf and amateur golf. Ended up going and playing at the University of Nevada. Graduated in 2006. Played the Canadian Tour until 2012, at which point I came back to the state, was teaching at a little range in Tumwater, and Justin Gravatt was like, hey, dude, why don't you get into the section? You can play in the tournaments. And it wasn't on my mind prior to that, but I was like, yeah, okay. So I came out and started working as an assistant for him. Did all the lessons out there. Just really, I knew I was going to be a teacher if the playing thing never worked out. And so fortunately had a really good boss, did all the lessons out there, and gosh, now 13 years later, whatever it is, I'm still doing it. So that's kind of how we got here.
Have you had any, since you've been at the home course the whole time here, any mentors or people you look up to, reach out to outside of Justin or Mitch or Shane?
You mean my mentors? Oh, gosh. I mean, there's been a lot of people along the way. I'm fortunate that I've been able to spend a lot of time around a lot of good people, a lot of really great instructors, some of the best instructors in the country. And, you know, I just do my best to learn what I can learn from everybody. You know, one of the things that I enjoy doing is really just kind of watching how people teach, whether I agree with them or not, just so I can kind of understand what they're doing, why are they doing it, how are they getting results. Maybe I'll pick up a thing or two from there, but, I mean, gosh, Don Rasmussen, Sean Callahan, E.A. Tischler, yeah, I mean, Jeff Costa, and there's just been a ton of people along the way that have helped me out a ton, for sure, yeah.
Definition of a lifelong learner, I love that. Hold on, I need my reading glasses. What, at your current place, I know you helped build a simulator building, you were instrumental in that. What sort of programs, different things are you doing through the home course? Give us a little example of your programs.
Well, as far as like the ones that everybody knows, you know, we do Op 36, we've got PGA Junior League, we do some Wine and Nine stuff. What else do we got going on? I do some like tournament players courses where I've got a group of tournament players that I help, and we do some special stuff, whether it's practice or on course, just getting them ready to play their best. Let's see, what else do we do there? A cool thing that Mitch did last year, actually, and I got to shout this out because it's super cool. So he actually had a group. He had a group of inmates, lifetime inmates, come out to the golf course where they kind of had like a field trip type of day. Took them out to the back of the range and had them hit golf balls because they got a program at this facility at the prison for them. And I mean, I thought that was just super cool. He actually went there and taught them golf lessons in the prison, which, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd be comfortable enough to do it, you know what I mean? But I think that's a really cool thing. Gosh, what else do we do out there? And then, yeah. And then I've kind of got like my, what I would call Own Your Swing program, Own Your Short Game program, and we'll go into a little bit more of that when we get into those questions. But that's, I think that's kind of for the most part what we got going on out there. Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit, I know it's a little different. You talked about teachers you have shadowed, talked to, even ones you don't agree with. Give us a little bit about how you think about golf instruction, any sort of method, philosophy, things that you look for.
So I would say that basically there's a lot of ways to swing the club, and people are different just in terms of golf. Like, people are messy, right? We've got different body types. We've got people that have different functionalities to their body, and I don't like to guess, so I measure, and I quantify anything and everything that I can quantify. And so, learning from E.A. Tischler, Mike Adams, some of their screening stuff, it's helped me a ton make my golf lessons way more efficient. So when I'm giving golf lessons, there's this stigma that you hear from people all the time that, well, I didn't want to come get golf lessons because I didn't want to get screwed up, right? I do not subscribe to that theory. If you're teaching them the right stuff and you're teaching them what they should be learning and how their body functions, you should see results very quick, very fast, and they should be improving from that first lesson on. And if they're not being taught the right stuff. And that's my experience. So for me, what drives me is I want to be as efficient as I can be when I give my golf lessons. And I like seeing good golf shots. And I like seeing people be shocked by how well they hit it and helping them to do things that maybe they didn't even think they could do. And so there's this internal drive for me that I'm always constantly trying to figure out, how do I get more efficient in what I do? And if you've been an instructor for any amount of time, there are times when things happen that you don't want, or maybe you didn't say it the right way, or the lesson didn't go the way you wanted it to. And for me, it sticks with me. Like, I will go home that night and I will think about it until I see that person again, because the next time I see that person, I'm going to have the right thing to say. And kind of like when you're playing golf, the things you learn the most as a player are usually in the times that you're struggling or that you're having a hard time, right? And so I use that same philosophy with my instruction. It's that, okay, if I run into a problem, I'm going to figure out how to never have that problem again. I'm going to figure out how do I have the right answer to that problem moving forward. And in doing that, I'm constantly just sharpening the blade, right? Sharpening the blade. And I know, I'm smart enough to know I'll never know everything, but I'm always chasing that to try and get to a place where I never have an issue and I've got the right answer and I've got the right way to say it, or I've got the right way to show somebody how to do something, because I really like being efficient and I like seeing good golf shots. I don't like watching people hit it like garbage. And so that's my internal drive, why I always seek out information, and I'm constantly watching how instructors teach, and I'm learning how they teach, and I'm just kind of picking things out and understanding why they do things the way that they do. And like I said, that's whether I agree with them or not. That's just how my brain works. I want to be as prepared as I can be in any situation, whether that's playing golf, whether that's steelhead fishing, whether that's giving golf lessons. I'm going to know as much as I can possibly know to be prepared for that situation.
If you want a philosophy on how to be better at your job, you just heard it. Last couple of questions here. First, if you don't follow his socials on Instagram, you should. I'll let you give a shout out to that here in just a second. I know I followed you for a while, but we talk a little bit. There's been a lot more content coming out lately. Almost daily, I see new stuff. What's really the drive behind that? What's sort of your philosophy on using social media? I know there's a lot of stuff that goes around social media, and sometimes it can help as an instructor when someone comes to see me. Oftentimes, it makes the job harder. Hey, I watched this guy on Instagram, and he said to do this, and you've got to unwind it. So talk a little about your social media and philosophy behind that.
Yep. So like I said, I'm 44, so really this social media thing wasn't something I grew up with, and I'm relatively new to it. And I hate to say, and this is no slight to anybody in particular, but there's a lot of not good content out there, whether it's YouTube or whether it's Instagram. Anytime I see something that says, this is the way to fix anything, I don't trust that person. And I question if they really know what they're talking about, because it just is not the case. There are so many different ways to work on so many different problems, and it depends on the person, right? So my goal when I'm doing my social media stuff, and again, we're in this age of instant gratification, right? Everybody wants that one tip that's just going to fix everything in their swing, and those things just aren't out there. But I can't pull myself to a place of actually putting it out there, even if that means I'm not going to be as popular as some other people. If people want to take the time and listen to what I'm saying, and they want to be better golfers, and they want to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, it will make them better golfers. And so anything I put out is going to help people play better golf. They have to take the time to learn it and understand it if they want to get better. And again, I sacrifice those quick hits and whatever it is, but I can't, that just isn't who I am. I just can't do it that way. So like my goal, and like I said, I'm relatively new to it, you know what I mean, is to put information out there for people that's actually going to help them play better golf and understand what's possible and what's not possible, because I do feel like golf instruction tends to box people too much in the middle, when all these things on the outer edges are definitely possibilities. They just aren't accepted as possibilities. And so that's kind of my goal with my social media. Obviously, it's to gain a little bit of awareness, but when I put content out, I want it to be valuable content that's actually beneficial to golfers. That's ultimately why I do it. Yeah. Oh, at JC3, which is THREE golf, and I'm on Instagram. I don't do anything else right now. So.
By the way, he is worth a follow. The content is really good. It's really, really well done. So kudos to you. Just last but not least, anybody you want to thank, some people you want to thank for your journey along the way? I'll give you this time.
Well, I certainly want to thank Justin Gravatt. He's been an awesome mentor of mine. He's been a person I've looked up to. I mean, I've known the guy since we were teenagers, and I am a little bit older than him, but he's just a great human being, and in a lot of ways, like, I strive to be more like him. Mitch is here. I'm going to thank Mitch. My wonderful, beautiful wife, wherever she's at, right back there, Jennifer. She's awesome. I mean, and I could sit here and go on forever about people that I'd like to thank, you know what I mean? But really, I'm just grateful for all the people on my journey that have been willing to help me, that have been willing to put some time in and help me achieve my goals. And yeah, hopefully I can just continue to be that for other people.
All right, your 2025 Teacher of the Year award, John Cassidy.